Here are 9 steps that will make you unrecognizable. Step 1. Stop talking. Start doing. How many times have you shared your plans with others before even taking the first step? It's natural to want to share our ideas, especially when it comes to productivity and self-improvement. After all, it seems like a great way to seek motivation or even approval, right? But in reality, talking about your plans before carrying them out can create a false sense of accomplishment, releasing dopamine before any real progress has been made. This shifts your focus from action to the gratification of being recognized. It's like celebrating a goal before even kicking the ball. You know when you say you're going to start a new workout routine or pick up a new habit. Just hearing praise or receiving immediate support gives your brain a dose of pleasure. That well-known "I can do it" feeling. Instead of using this energy for action, it gets dissipated in words, leaving you further away from reaching your goals. Imagine keeping that secret to yourself, and instead of saying you're going to run a marathon, one day you just show up with a medal around your neck. Impactful, right? So, it's not about being selfish or not sharing your dreams. It's about protecting your ideas so they don't get wasted before their time. It's like planting a seed and shielding it from the wind until it grows strong. The gratification will come, but it should be the fruit of action, not words. Now, think about the next step. What would it be like to start taking action before you feel 100% ready? Step 2. Start first, learn later. Waiting for the right moment can be a dangerous trap. We often think we need more preparation, more knowledge, or even the perfect equipment before starting. But the truth is, that moment of full readiness might never come. Productivity and self-improvement don't rely on being 100% ready. They rely on action. It's like jumping into a cold pool. You'll never feel fully prepared, but once you're in, you adapt and learn to swim. Take someone who wants to build the habit of reading every day. Don't wait to have a shelf full of books or the perfect time slot. Start with 5 minutes a day, with whatever you have on hand. Or if the idea is to start exercising, don't wait to find the perfect gym. Just put on some sneakers and walk around the block. The key here is to learn as you go, adjusting your path as you move forward. Practical experience releases endorphins and builds self-confidence in a way no amount of prior planning can achieve. Take that first step, even if it's small, even if it's hesitant. That nervous feeling in your stomach isn't a sign that you're not ready. It's a sign that you're alive, that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. And once you're in motion, progress starts to build its own momentum, pushing you forward. Now, if we're already talking about starting, maybe it's time to think about how to stay on that path without hiding from the world. Step 3. Don't hide. It's common to think that in order to make a significant transformation, you need to isolate yourself from the world, as if the only way to reinvent yourself is to stay away from distractions or human contact. However, isolation can be a trap for self-improvement and productivity. The truth is that hiding doesn't solve challenges. It only delays them. True change happens when you expose yourself, test your ideas, and build new habits amidst the chaos of real life. Imagine someone deciding to completely change their diet and start living a healthier life. They isolate themselves, avoid social invitations, and don't allow themselves to attend gatherings, all to avoid temptation. This type of isolation creates an all-or-nothing mindset, which isn't sustainable in the long run. The key is to expose yourself to social situations and learn to adapt your new habits to them. Want to maintain healthy eating? Bring a nutritious snack to work or choose a more balanced option at a restaurant. Looking to improve your productivity? Find ways to stay focused, even when others around you aren't. Facing the world head-on allows you to learn more about yourself, fine-tune your habits, and get immediate feedback on what works and what needs adjustment. Exposing yourself is an act of courage, but also of wisdom. By doing this daily, transformation naturally becomes part of your everyday life. But of course, life is always in motion, and to stay on the right path, you need to act consistently every day. Step 4. How to stay on the right path. Consistency is the key to any lasting change. Life is constantly moving, and staying committed to small daily actions is what ensures progress. It's not about big leaps, but about consistent steps in the right direction. Just like a moving train, productivity and self-improvement gain momentum with each small decision, no matter how simple it may seem. It's the sum of these small efforts that leads to the desired destination. For instance, imagine someone who wants to build the habit of meditating every day. It might seem hard at first, but just 5 minutes a day can create a powerful routine. The same logic applies to those who want to start reading more, exercising, or learning something new. Instead of aiming for an hour a day, start with just a few minutes and gradually build the habit. These small actions release endorphins, bring a sense of accomplishment, and make you feel in control of your progress. Of course, along the way, there will be moments of doubt, discouragement, and even the urge to give up. But it's in these moments that you should focus on the end goal and remember that the daily effort is worth it. Every day of action is like adding a new track to the journey, guiding you closer to your objectives. And for all of this to work, how about making these new habits even easier to maintain? Step 5. Make the habit easy. Grease the grooves. Simplicity is a powerful ally in building habits. When it comes to productivity and self-improvement, people often overcomplicate the process, making it harder than it needs to be. The idea is to adjust your environment to work in your favor, making good habits as easy as possible and bad habits harder to access. Small changes in your daily routine can have a huge impact on how you act and the endorphins your body releases when you practice positive actions. For example, if you want to take vitamins daily, place them in a visible spot, like next to the coffee maker, making it impossible to forget. Or, if you want to create the habit of working out every morning, lay out your workout clothes the night before. Ready to go? Want to read more? Keep a book nearby. In the living room, the office, or even the car. Turn every good habit into an obvious choice, and every bad habit into something that requires more effort. By smoothing the path to personal improvement, it becomes easier to stay on track. It's like oiling the tracks of a train. It moves more smoothly, without resistance, making the process more enjoyable and consistent. Now, since each habit is so personal and unique, it makes sense to find an approach that works in your own way, right? Let's dive deeper into that. Step 6. There's no right or wrong. Do it your way. When it comes to self-improvement, it's easy to fall into the trap of trying to follow exactly what others do. But you are unique, with different routines, preferences, and challenges. That's why finding your own path is essential for change to be sustainable and enjoyable. Productivity isn't about copying ready-made formulas. It's about adapting ideas to your lifestyle, discovering the strategies that make the most sense for you. A good example of this is how you choose to organize your time. While some people thrive on daily to-do lists, others prefer time blocks, or even the flexibility to focus on what feels most important at the moment. The same goes for creating habits. Working out in the morning might work for some, but others find their energy comes at night. There's no right or wrong. It's just about what's most effective for your lifestyle and personal goals. When you allow yourself to experiment and discover what really works for you, self-improvement stops being a heavy effort and becomes something natural. Your motivation increases because it comes from your own personal reasons for improving, not from external expectations. And by finding your own way to live this journey, it becomes even easier to notice how each choice impacts your well-being and progress. Speaking of that, how about taking a closer look at how these habits are shaping your life? Step 7. Pay attention. True change comes from awareness. When you start paying attention to the positive effects of your habits, it becomes clear how productivity and self-improvement transform your life. Every healthy choice, every new routine adopted, creates an impact that is felt not only in the body, but also in the mind. This is the point where motivation stops being something you need to chase and becomes a natural consequence of living according to your goals. For example, when you choose to start your day with a walk or some reading, you quickly notice how it affects your mood, focus, and even your ability to make better decisions. That feeling of satisfaction, of a job well done, is an immediate reward, an endorphin release that fuels even more desire to keep going. It's as if every act of self-improvement is a piece of the puzzle, and when it fits, everything makes sense in your personal journey. That's why it's important to celebrate these benefits when you notice them, reflect on your progress, and allow yourself to feel proud of your achievements. Acknowledging these changes is the fuel to keep moving forward, strengthening the cycle of positive actions. And since we're talking about celebrating, how about looking back and seeing how much you've already accomplished? Step 8. be grateful and celebrate. It's time to celebrate every small victory, every new habit you've incorporated, and every productive day should be a reason for celebration. Too often, people focus on what they still need to achieve or what didn't go right, and forget to recognize how far they've already come. Celebrating progress is like giving your brain a gift. It gets a dose of dopamine that reinforces good habits and motivates you to keep going on your self-improvement journey. The celebration doesn't have to be something grand. It could be a moment to reflect, a coffee with friends, or a message to yourself reminding you of how much you're progressing. If your goal is to run 5K, celebrate when you hit 1K. If you want to read a book a month, celebrate when you finish the first chapter. These small rewards make a huge difference and naturally boost productivity, creating a positive cycle of progress and recognition. What's important is to stay grateful for the path you're on, avoiding the trap of thinking it's too late to start or that you should have achieved more by now. Every step forward is a step closer to your best self, and that's worth celebrating. After all, if progress is continuous, the future holds even more victories to celebrate. Now that we've gone over all the steps, how can this fit into your life and help you get everything back on track? Choose what makes the most sense for your current moment and take the first step. Remember, productivity and self-improvement come from small but consistent actions. Are you ready to create habits that will release endorphins, motivate you, and take you to a new level? It's time to act. After all, what good is all this knowledge if you stay stuck in the same place? You already know how to start, how to stay consistent, and how to celebrate every small win. Let me know in the comments below what's holding you back from transforming your life once and for all. And what's your biggest takeaway from this video? Understanding that you need to stop waiting for the right moment, stop comparing yourself to others, and realize that every step is progress. All of this depends on us. And that's the key. Step 9. Have a channel to grow. Studies show that consuming personal development content can accelerate our results by up to 30%. This happens because what we repeatedly consume shapes our thoughts, behaviors, and eventually our habits. When you surround yourself with ideas that promote self-improvement, productivity, and the pursuit of healthy habits, you're reprogramming your mind for success. Having a channel to follow, or even creating content like this, not only keeps you on the right track, but also gives you a dose of endorphins with every new lesson you put into practice. This is one of the most effective steps to ensure continuous progress. When you regularly engage with personal development content, whether by watching motivational videos, listening to podcasts, or reading articles, you're feeding your mind and building a solid foundation to achieve your goals. According to a study conducted by Barbara L. Fredrickson and Thomas Joyner, people who commit to consuming this kind of content in their daily routines significantly increase their ability to stick to new habits, simply because they're constantly reminded of the importance of personal growth. Now, imagine the impact this can have on your life. Every video you watch, every book you read, or podcast you listen to is bringing you closer to the success you seek. This is one of the most effective steps, and you're about to get a dose of endorphins right now by subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications. Let's do a quick test. Keep following our content to transform your journey. Together, we'll build a more productive life, full of ideas and motivation. Even if you're not ready, comment challenge accepted. Do 3 push-ups and celebrate.